on, everybody? That's right. This your boy Play B at you once again, the Apocalypse Project Podcast.
Yeah.
I got my man Red with me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I kind of jumped in there a little early. Hey, that's what we
came
do.
too early, man. He always comes too quick. You know what I mean? He had a Bud Light. It's the thing. It's the thing.
No,
you know the thing.
No Bud Light, but I am drinking something a little fruity here. So
it's Mexican fruit beer. You know,
Mexican fruit beer. Hey, this is your fruit beer drinker here. And we're we're having a great time as always with our very special very special guest.
There he is.
Get the pinky out there.
Cheers, boys. I love you guys.
Chip cheerio.
You guys are seriously one of the funnest fucking shows I've ever been on, man. Down to earth, so fun.
We have some fun here in California. So anyway, we're here in the studio, brand new studio setup here.
Yeah.
And we do want to just let everybody know that if you're in the California area, which we have some friends that are here in the
We got
area,
a live audience out there.
we are providing opportunities for local YouTubers or people that want to start a podcast. Hey, come on down and let us help you out with that, and then we'll work something out. But right now on the Apocalypse Project podcast, we have our great friend all the way, the Ghost Man from Maine.
There he is.
The Ghost Man from Maine, Adam Began. What's up, Adam? How are you doing?
Man from Maine.
I'm coming to get you. It's a pleasure to be back here. You guys have been on my show. I've been on your show.
Sir.
Nothing but love for Playboy and the Rev. And pleasure to be back with the Apocalypse Project, man. As always, love the studio.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
great.
Yeah, it was a long time coming, man.
we talked about that last week about what the process is, but we're glad to be back in studio. I have
Good snacks in the green room. Good snacks in the green room. Thank you, guys.
no sex in the champagne room.
Oh, easy. I'm married now. I couldn't even get the right finger.
It's one of these.
It's one of these.
This fucking guy.
I know I'm happily married because that's what she told me. So
That's what she told me.
So today, one of the interesting things I love about talking with Adam is just that you could talk about multiple different things.
Right.
We can talk about all of his history and going back and all of the interesting places he's investigated in his paranormal venture.
I'm envious about because we need to start doing some more of that.
Yeah.
Some investigating ourselves.
So we talked to him about that. We talked about his music and now all the relevance that we have and what the shared bond we have in that. But there's something else. There's something else that just really tugs at my heartstrings, and that's the love and fascination of professional wrestling, and not just in general, but also the history behind it. And that's something I wanted to talk about today. But before that, we are going to play our special game that we didn't finish playing in our last episode when we talked about wrestling. And that, I like that tattoo there too.
3 hours for this fucking thing.
That took 3 hours? Oh, yeah, you got the shading and everything in that.
Oh, it's the whole blue and the whole wave. Yeah, that did good. Wyndham Tattoo and Body Piercing, Wyndham, Maine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to find a good tattoo spot, actually.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
I
Yeah.
caught the eye of some other ones. I caught the eye of Ronda Rousey, which I met because of this. Braun Strowman, Alexa Bliss has seen this. You name it. Mickey James, Finn Balor's seen this. So.
Wow. Oh, let's talk about that. Wait, I'm going to stop right there before we go into our game. We talk about anything else because this was something I came up when I was thinking about it because last time you talked about when you met. Sasha Banks, I think it was, right? Was it Sasha Banks? Where you went?
Possibly.
Was it the one that you went and you waited in the cold for like 3 hours? Alyssa Bliss. I think that's who it was.
Alexa, a comic book signing at Friendly Neighborhood Comics in Massachusetts. I want to say West Newburyport, but that's probably not right. Oh, that's probably not right. I know it was Friendly Neighborhood Comics, and I drove there from Maine for 3 hours, and I stopped at Starbucks, and she liked Starbucks, and I bought a $20 gift certificate, and I gave it to her.
To who?
And she signed her comic book she was in.
Who'd you give a Starbucks to? Alyssa Bliss? Look at this play over here. Look at trying to score some points.
I got her to talk to me, and I had her shirt on, and I go, I'm in a metal band, and I sing on stage with your shirt on because I know she liked metal. She liked different cheesy metal, but she's like, oh, that's good. She's like, let's hear it from Adam from Maine, and I about was like, fucking.
It's like walking around a comic book convention with the Starbucks card. It's like walking around Mexico with a Social Security number.
I know he did.
People had their eyes on me. People had their eyes on me.
Oh my
Like,
goodness!
we're gonna take Adam home.
So that-
I can just hear it now.
I
Well,
mean,
luckily, I'm a big guy, a big beard. If I look kind of mean bug, like, I can kind of stand on my own. People are gonna come with me and fuck me if I'm all like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
right.
can kind of play it off. I can
Yeah.
kind of be. I mean, and they're alone, so it's not like there's anybody going there going, "Who you fooling?" So I'm kind of like fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
once I fucking met her, I'm like weak in the knees and I'm walking out with my autograph. But I got it. I got it.
yeah,
man.
you got
I
it.
tell
You got it. Yeah, definitely.
Since the beginning of time when I met the Berserker, Huss,
Oh, yeah.
the Berserker.
Hey,
and
that
with the
dude was
bold-
tall. I don't. Okay, that's the one thing too that
Yeah.
we're going to get into a bunch of other wrestling stuff. But that's one of the things too. It's like I don't remember the Berserker being as tall as he was. But I remember when he wrestled the Undertaker, he was like almost the same height, or maybe
6'9".
Damn.
yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
tall.
Shit,
Yeah.
6'9".
Yeah. So really quick before we go forward, what I wanted to do was I wanted to play our game that we played last
I
time.
love wrestling.
And what I'm going to do is I have a list, 2 pages here of notes of wrestling terms that we're going to ask B. B's going to get the first shot. You're asking for help? Oh, he's already asking for help.
Oh, you heard me? I'm asking my girlfriend for help. I'm getting help at it. You've been getting into wrestling too. I'll be good. I'll be good.
Hey,
I'm good. You
Hey,
heard me?
hey, the
Shit.
couple that wrestles together stays together.
She loves Rhea Ripley. She's got a girl crush on Rhea.
Ooh.
Rhea Ripley's jacked, dude.
Rhea
I mean, come
Ripley's
on.
scary, and you don't even know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about. I'm
know
going to
what
have
you're
to pull up pictures so he can see. But anyway,
Oh,
so
come on, you still don't watch Rev? I remember last time you didn't know. Playboy, you
Yeah.
still don't watch?
No, man. I get home and I get lazy, bro.
yeah, he doesn't want to watch other people doing athletic things. He's going to feel guilty.
Yeah.
He might break a sweat.
Yeah.
No, the wife is going to expect something.
Yeah. She's like, sit there with
Why
your
don't
Bud
you look
Light
like
and
that?
watch 2 men wrestle. I'm like, hey.
Okay, so really quick, so we're gonna go through this list here, and I know we went through some of these, so we might go over the same ones that we went over last. I'll turn the page. There's stuff on here that I did get. So I'm gonna start with the term. You're gonna take the first shot at it, and if you can't get it, Adam's gonna get the shot.
All right.
And of course,
That's
I
okay.
wrote these down, so I know what these terms mean.
Oh, that's not fair.
so
Come on now.
yeah. So here's the first term that I'm gonna throw out there. What is a face turn?
A face turn?
Yeah. What?
Wait,
is
I got face.
you can't see me.
You can't see me.
So what is a face turn?
A face turn is maybe like when you slap them in the face hard enough, they turn around. Is that what it
That's
is?
honestly, think about it though. For someone who doesn't know that, that's a good
That's
answer.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
When
a
the
good-
spit comes out like, you know, like.
But play. You didn't research the last time we talked when he asked what a face was. A face was a good guy. A face turn means a heel, like someone mean, like Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man. All of a sudden, he hits the bad guy and walks out with Hulk Hogan smiling and goes, "Oh my God, he turned heel. He turned face. He turned good."
That's when a bad,
that what it means?
that's
Where a
when
bad guy
turns to a
turns
good
face.
guy.
Oh,
Do you get it?
I knew that.
So, yeah, all these terms sometimes they don't make sense. Okay, so here's another term, right? So let's go.
Crickets.
What? So what does it mean to be a transitional champion?
Whoa. Can you
A
say that?
transition.
Can you say that anymore? Do we got to be
Careful,
PC?
careful. You're talking
Oh,
about New World stuff now.
Jesus.
What does it mean to be a trans champion?
Well, you think we would know living in California? A trans champion, huh?
Transitional. It just still doesn't sound good. I know.
No matter, no matter how.
$1,000 surgery at least.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you cut it, dude.
Some say Rhea Ripley
no
is a
pun
transitional
intended.
champion.
yeah.
China was a trans.
So I think we should go to the next question.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that too. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take a shot at what do you think it's
Okay. What is it again?
transitional
A transitional champion? Shit, I don't know. There's nothing I can say that's gonna be any better than.
Do you know what that is?
That's actually a rough one to me. I want to say that's someone who goes from like, who transitions from like the world champion to the intercontinental champion, right?
That's a good guess, but I'm gonna throw out a name and I'm gonna tell you you're gonna get it. I'll give you a name of a transitional champion. So the Iron Sheik was a transitional champion. When he beat Bob Backlund, because Hulk Hogan could not wrestle Bob Backlund because they were both faces. But McMahon wanted to put the title on Hulk Hogan. So
You got to go from
they got to go from a heel, has to go from a babyface to heel to a babyface.
These
So
That's right. You got me on that one. I knew that.
Oh
one.
my God.
No, you're right. Fucking A.
we got to go to
how come I
babyface.
don't get an applause?
Oh, my bad. Babyface.
That one caught me off guard because the only time that they went against that rule, was Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was
Oh yeah.
still
Yeah. That was a
face
face versus face. And they
You're
didn't.
right.
Yeah, so
Shit, Rev. You're right. Good one, Rev.
okay.
No, you're right. You're right. That's exactly right. You don't ever lose the belt to someone of your stature. That just isn't how it happens.
Yeah. So okay. So here's another one. Let's go.
Shit. Good one.
He's really.
I'm not
really,
going to sleep tonight now. I'm going to sit in the chest with this cigarette.
He's reeling from that one. He's reeling from that one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
burn myself every time I think about it.
Okay. So
got a real thing.
okay.
Just leave a lit cigarette right here.
So here's an easy one. This is one that you should get. B.
all right, let's see.
What is a stable?
Oh, stable? Like I got a stable of house, you know what I'm saying?
Well, The Godfather had a stable hose.
A stable will be like a group of people just in a stable.
In a stable?
In a stable.
What do you think it is?
A stable match.
That's a table match.
He's kind of right though.
He's
It's a
right,
group
yeah.
of people.
It's
a group of people like a faction.
A faction.
Like DX.
Yeah, I couldn't.
DX was a staple.
I didn't graduate,
A stable.
so I'm not familiar
So
with
like
all these.
D-Generation X, NWO, that's a stable.
That's a
If
stable.
you
The
have a
Four
tag
Horsemen.
team, that's two. Right.
The four,
If you have
yeah,
a
now
tag
it makes
team,
sense
that's
what you
two.
said.
Yeah.
New Day was 3. It was kind of a group. But anything more
More than
3,
two.
if you got
Oh, yeah,
4 or
two-
more,
yeah,
you
yeah,
go,
yeah.
then it's a stable. It's a fraction.
Like the what did they call the Heenan family? The Heenan family was a stable, and it was like
It was a stable.
who was in that stable? It was Andre the Giant, Haku, Mr. Perfect,
Powers of Pain.
Yeah, Powers of Pain. So it's kind of like that was what would be considered a faction, just a group of wrestlers that got together. Okay.
Oh, you see Mr. Heenan come out and he go, the Powers of Pain. You see him come out later and go, Andre the Giant. Go, man, he's working a lot tonight. He worked 3-4 times a night.
Oh yeah, that man, one of the greatest, probably the greatest manager in wrestling history.
You love to hate Bob. You love to hate the Weasel. The
Oh,
Weasel.
the
You
Weasel.
hate
The Weasel.
Yeah. Okay, so
That was good shit.
let's do
The Weasel.
Okay, what is a squash? Or specifically, I'll add to what is a squash match?
A squash match? Where you're going to squash a beef, right? Where two people are beefing, like, let's squash it, let's take it to the ring. Like back in the day when you had a problem with the bully or someone you didn't like, you're like, let's take a walk. You know what I'm saying?
Let's take a walk. Yeah.
He's right to the on the streets answer.
Yes.
He's right. But to wrestling, a squash match is like Braun Strowman versus some dub from Iowa who comes out in Iowa. Hey, Iowa's own Steve Smith against 6'9", 380-pound Braun Strowman. Braun's gonna squash this guy. A squash match in about 50. It's a way to promote Braun and how strong he is.
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes they'll put a big guy like Omos, this Nigerian nightmare, this black dude who's 7'5". They'll put him against 2 people, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be a tough. No, it's a squash match. He's gonna squash these 2 fucking dubs.
Yeah.
So
I
he
got
goes
you.
against. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and one of the
Well, that makes
examples,
sense. That makes sense.
one of the examples I always point to is that I think it was WrestleMania 14, maybe. It was the Ultimate Warrior versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and the Ultimate
Would you turn? Yes.
and Hunter and the Warrior beat him in like 30 seconds. So that's what the squash match is. You go out there and just let the other guy just manhandle you.
Damn, that sucks.
It's to promote you.
Yeah, to
This
make
guy
it
thinks to
make
pop
him look.
you.
Yeah, to make him the Warrior look strong.
Oh, I
Do
got you.
you remember Bobby the Weasel Heenan in that match? Goes, I hear the Ultimate Warrior is 400 pounds. He's not going to waddle to the ring because no one knew. It's like 8 months since he was gone. And he came out. And Helmsley came out with. Speaking of stables, he came out with Sable that much. Playboy Centerfold,
Oh yeah. Okay.
who dated Mark Marrow later on.
Okay, so here's one
He's
last
married
one.
to Brock Lesnar now.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
They get a daughter, and she's going to go to the NXT soon with The Rock's daughter, who's in NXT.
Oh, that's interesting.
We're watching our generation's kids wrestle.
That
now,
is
man.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so let's do one more. I want to pick
love
one.
it.
Let's do oh man, there's so many I want to because I want to save some for next time. Let's just do this one. Let's do the big one. Okay, I'm going to do the big one that and we're going to talk about this. Actually, this is a good segue. We're going to talk about this after we finish this
real
question
quick,
here.
I want to ask Rev, what's the main event? What's the main event?
Typically, that's the last match, but you could have double main events like what you had in WrestleMania. I think it was 8 or no. WrestleMania
10,
I think it was
right?
with the one with
Or 9.
Hulk Hogan and Sid Vicious and Randy Savage and Ric Flair.
Ric Flair double main event.
Yeah. So here
You're
it is.
right.
I knew that.
What is what is kayfabe?
Kayfabe? That sounds like a band from like South Korea or something.
I think that he's actually right on a technicality. That might actually be a band from South Africa.
Kayfabe?
Kayfabe.
KAFYBE, I think, is a band.
What's a
Believe it or not.
kayfabe?
What is kayfabe?
But kayfabe is not only wrestling. Kayfabe's also Hollywood. Think Star Trek.
Yeah, but it's
Think
more
Marvel.
Yeah. It's more associated with wrestling though, because there's a specific time, and we're gonna get into the
Wrestling
history.
started it.
Yeah.
Wrestling started
You
it.
know
did.
what? I honestly don't know what a kayfabe is.
Come on. Think,
A kayfabe. Fabe makes me think
about
favorite.
conventions. Think about conventions. What do you do at conventions? What do people do at conventions when they go to meet and greets? What do they do?
The ones I go to, or the ones an average person goes to?
Well, like if people go to like meet and greets from like movies or wrestling, they dress up. They dress up like they're people.
like
dress up
like a
as
con,
laptop.
like a con or whatever. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
So what
Kayfabe.
the way that it's traditionally stated is that it's basically keeping the illusion that wrestling is not a work. And what I mean by that is just that it's not scripted. It's back in the day,
Right.
and that's one thing I wanted to talk about because there was a specific time in wrestling where kayfabe died.
kayfabe. The names,
Where the curtain was pulled back. It's like the Wizard of
No,
Oz.
he's right.
When
He's right. Undertaker went on Arsenio Hall, and Undertaker sat there for 30 minutes and just sat there.
yeah,
And
that's
then you got
kayfabe.
literally Divas comes out and these stuff comes out and it's like, yeah, I'm a wrestler, but I'm married and I got to pay child support and I got kids. Like, oh fuck, they got real lives. They're not from parts unknown. So it kind
Yeah.
of broke the illusion of that Marvel mystery.
Yeah.
Superman
Gotcha.
doesn't live on kryptonite. Superman's a dude that puts on a boot one.
Right.
foot at a
Well,
time.
so think about this. When we were little, and I know for me, it's like you looked at these characters and you assume that that's how they really work.
Yeah, right. That's never. You thought it was reality.
So
Ultimate
that's
Warrior
what I mean.
came out of the jungle.
Right.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior came out of the jungle.
He
and
fell
he went
out of
back
the
into
sky.
the
It
jungle.
came from a UFO. He's like, Hulk Hogan.
He fell out of the men's home.
Turn that plane into a nosedive, Hulk Hogan. Anyways. So,
No, he's
I'm
right
trying to
though.
put the voice on him, but
I know, right?
You thought the big boss man really went back to the jail and,
Yeah.
and kept an eye on prisoners.
Yeah, that's basically what
But
kayfabe
nowadays
is,
You
yeah.
realize they go home and they take their clothes off in the locker room, then they go back in their car and they go home to their mansion, their house, the next show.
Well,
so
yeah.
it's kind of lost this lore, and I think that's happened with everything, with Google and everything else.
Yeah.
Like,
The
people don't-
technology.
Where everything's just at your fingertips now. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It kind of sucks.
well, so like what I was like, what it's more specifically, it's kind of like, for instance, with Hulk Hogan, they billed him or they advertised him coming from Venice Beach, California,
Right.
when actually he was from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
what kayfabe is. And as we went on in the information age, you kind of realized like, okay, well, wait. But before the internet age really took off, there was a point in time where kayfabe just ended for everybody. There's always been people that were hip to understand what's really going on. Like growing up for us, it's like no, it was real. Like when you when I watched the Bret the Hitman Hart fight Yokozuna in WrestleMania, 8 or 9? I think it was 9.
Las Vegas, the
in
outdoor
Las
one.
Vegas. So my thought was, this is real. This guy, this smaller guy is going to beat up this big guy. And I'll be honest with you, I walked around like, if he can beat up people bigger than him, I can do the same thing. I'll just do the same thing and like hit him like. And but that's kayfabe.
So it's the illusion
Yes, the
of-
illusion. It's the theatrics. It's
But then when
but thinking
Bret,
it's real.
when Shawn Michaels got screwed over because of Bret, and people realize Vince pulled the springs, and then you start realizing, well, I didn't even know Vince was the owner. I thought Vince was a little geek commentator until then. Then he started had sex allegations that he touched Hulk and all this stuff. I go, what?
Oh,
and
that's
kind of. It's when the kids realize Santa Claus isn't real anymore.
You leave Santa Claus out of this. He's a saint.
So in
he
your
actually was. Nick was a saint.
Before we get into the topic of which is the greatest era in professional wrestling, what I want to ask you specifically, since we're talking about kayfabe, is when do you think
I love these names though.
kayfabe died a horrible, terrific death? Like, where do you think it was? I mean, I think I know where it was. I want to just get your opinion on where you think kayfabe died. As a wrestler observer like myself?
That's a great question. I've always loved wrestling. And I think in the back of my mind, like, obviously I love the Stone Cold era, but I knew this dude isn't flicking off his boss and not getting fired. This shit don't fly.
Yeah, right.
I think it really, really occurred to me probably because my whole life, man, I grew up respecting these guys and being like, nah, wrestling's real. Shut up. You know, middle school stuff, holy stuff. And no, I love the Taker. And come on, this guy doesn't really rise from the grave and fight someone and go back to the grave in the cemetery for a week and come back out every Sunday afternoon at noon. So honestly, man, a lot of it happened when I started maturing, but I think the Bret Hart thing, when he spit in Vince's face, I knew Vince called it. And I knew like Vince is like, they called the bell. I'm like, what is it? It's fixed?
Yeah.
I always thought football was fixed. I love your Dan Marino jersey, by the way. I'm a big Chicago Bears fan. Big Chicago Bears fan. Walter Payton, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, man. Sweetness. Did so much for kids. When I realized that, I said, holy shit. But then I kind of held on to it. Took it for what it was. If you can love Wolverine and Spider-Man and Batman, those are all fake too. Those are comics. Those are people drawn on. These are athletes that are kind of performing every week for your pleasure. So through the years, maturing, adjusting. Like I said, dude, I was fucking 3 years old when my French grandfather, Conrad Began, the wrestling pin him referee, turn around, look at him. 1, 2, 3, count him referee, look around. And I'm sitting there looking, going, wow, what is this? And I started getting into it. And I started my first crush. I knew I wasn't gay. Miss Elizabeth turned me on it.
I knew I wasn't gay. Nice.
You know what I mean? Wow, who's that? Miss Elizabeth and Scary Sherry. All these chicks come out. Then you next thing, yes. And next thing you know, Sable. And honestly, dude, my old lady's into it now. We sit every Monday and Friday. We got Peacock. We watch the pay-per-views. And I think, honestly, Player and Rev, I know the show's getting late. You know, I want to go on forever, but it's one of the ties, I think, as much as I love Looney Tunes and Ghostbusters and Jason Voorhees, it's one of the things that literally it's the longest running show ever. It's beat The Simpsons. It's been running every week nonstop. There's no off season. So I sit back and I watch wrestling and I see the ropes, the turnbuckles. Maybe it's new wrestlers. There's new fireworks, new songs. It's the wrestlers' grandkids now. It's the Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
Whose father was that. But I get to enjoy it. I think of my grandpapa. I got the tattoo. It keeps me grounded. So when I do the haunted historical stuff, I'll sit back. I watch wrestling with my girl. I think about my grandfather, my mom who loved The Rock. My mom loved Baron Corbin. My mom, I brought her to Bangor. She met Ronda Rousey with me. Ronda fucking Rousey, the first woman UFC Hall of Famer. Put that in your pipe. Fake what? She knocked people out. She'll knock you out.
Yeah, no shit.
Met her. She held my girlfriend and my mom. She wrote, "I love you, Pat," and I still got that. So.
Yeah, man, for sure.
No, yeah, and that's great.
Sorry.
No.
Wrestling's not just like entertaining. I see it, and I think of my grandfather. I think of my mom.
Yeah.
And why not, man?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? With all the bullcrap on TV and the series, and have you watched the new Breaking Bad? All that, I don't care. Yeah. I watch my wrestling, my documentaries. I watch my Stephen King movies, and then I go out and I look for people that need to be found. I go to cemeteries where people gave their lives in the Civil War, where people died to preserve Maine. I've been to the cemetery where Edward Preble Street in Maine, where they have a homeless shelter, is for him, the Preble homeless shelter. His gravesite in Eastern Cemetery, 1663 in Maine. So it's all about that. But when I need to relax, besides watching your guys' show, I watch wrestling, man. I love wrestling, man. Not to get teary-eyed, but it's my heart. I met Braun Strowman, Alexa Bliss. They've all signed my Universal belt. Chris Jericho.
Oh, wow.
Lacey Evans, man. I met Mickey James, Country Hall of Fame. She's in the Hall of Fame for the Country Music Awards, and she's a porn star. But she signed my belt, so I met them all. Finn Balor. So it's fun, dude.
Yeah.
And I get to talk to people like you, dude. I'm living life. I'll enjoy your time. And the best era to me all around is probably the 90s, but I love it now. I love sitting there watching it with Heather. I love watching the new stuff too. You know?
And we could, you know what? I'll be honest with you. We could probably go on for another hour just talking about this, but I know that we're going to have to cut this short at some point because I know that we got.
Yeah, it was 11 my time.
We got a 3
Is it
hour.
really? Almost 11
We
over
got a
there?
3 hour gap between us and our good friend Adam, who's
Wow, that's
got
crazy.
a lot of important things to do with his life.
Yeah.
Talk to us, but
Well,
Adam,
you know I love you. I want to get you guys on my show, Historically Haunted Vodcast.
Yeah,
every
dude.
Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, starting June 1st. This week I have Vincent Gustani, who did the artwork for Thinner, the
Nice.
Stephen King movie about the gypsy, put the curse on the overweight man.
When he ate the
He did
cake.
the artwork
Yeah.
in that movie, and I
Nice.
also got Mike Greenberg, who did the artwork for Pet Cemetery. He did some directed work on that. I got him was my guest Friday night. I got Dr. Satan, who was in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses movie on. Walter, I had Sandy Johnson on. She was in Halloween a couple weeks ago. So I'm starting to get guests, man. I'm starting to get people sponsors.
That's cool. That's
And
awesome.
You guys know me, brother. You live life to the fullest. Till I'm in that casket, I'm going to be known.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
You're going to
sure.
hear my name.
definitely, and we're gonna be
I love
here.
you guys.
We're
Love you too, man,
Love you
for
too,
sure.
man. We're going to be on that ride with you, and we appreciate you just taking the time to talk to us, to invite us in on this wonderful thing that you got going on, and then whatever we can help and whatever thing that we
Just
could
reach
do.
out, bro.
Yeah, we got it. Again, we want
I could
to.
talk another 5 hours to you.
Yeah, I
fucking
know. we just want to thank our special guest, Adam Began, all the way from Maine, the Ghost Maine from Maine.
The ghost Maine. It's a Maine.
We want to thank you, and we just ask everybody just to follow. Go check him out on the Facebook, on the YouTube.
Please.
He everything he does is interesting. So just be sure to do that. We just want to thank you guys
Adam
for
the
tuning in.
Historian Ghost Hunter. Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter.
Historian
YouTube.
Ghost Hunter.
Yeah.
Adam the Historian on TikTok. I'm trying to reach 1,000 so I can go live on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
So
Let's do
are we.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll catch
I'm
you
gonna
guys.
blow it up, brother.
Yeah.
And I want to see you guys soon. I love you guys. I
Yeah,
love your
for
audience.
sure.
You know
Yeah,
it. Love the
for
studio.
life.
Yeah.
My voice cracked there. You
Am I-
have been tapped.